Hello.
everyone. Wow, this hair is not.
I just would like to, we're getting closer and closer every episode. Wait, this is kind of, here, I'm going to go this way a bit so that you can see Elle more. Oh, did we tell Mom and Dad we were going live?
No.
That's okay. I just want to say quickly for anyone watching Summer I Turned Pretty, go Team Conrad, and I hope all the girlies are doing okay after that peach scene. Just had to say that.
What a way to begin.
I know. I was like, I just have to say something about that because I feel like everyone's talking about it. And we just watched it. Not last night, night before
Friday.
We watched it on Friday.
And today's Sunday.
It was wonderful.
It came out on Wednesday though, but I work Wednesday nights, so
yeah, we didn't have time to watch it before then. So
she's a
we randomly just got really invested
all the time.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking.
Stop, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now. Okay, today we're going to be talking about behind the scenes of making the podcast because it's been a wild ride. It started in December 2024.
Yeah,
we did a lot of planning. We did a lot of things that we thought we could do and then realized we couldn't. As in get funding.
We really thought that we could get funding.
Which was crazy.
We consulted with someone who did work in podcasting and they said we could.
But we were nuts. So we decided in February of 2025 to just do everything ourselves.
It just got to a point where we were waiting to get funding to start this. And then it just became clear that I think you and Elle both, we were on vacation together.
Yeah, we kind of just wanted to get going, you know? And so we just ended up doing it all ourselves.
I think also we had a moment where we realized we could do it by ourselves.
We also put in a good effort to get funding. Like I sent probably close to 100 emails.
And we connected with some wonderful people that we ended up doing like collaborations on with
we did, which we're going to get
products
into
and stuff like that, which was really fun. We just met some really nice people through that experience, so that like we don't regret it at all, but it was definitely meant to be that we did it on our own. Elle and I also have a lot of experience video editing, so it makes sense that we just do it ourselves. It's a lot cheaper. So yeah, we also Elle, do you want to talk about like our trials and tribulations of booking the traveling and stuff?
Yeah, so
can we explain like, so the podcast we wanted to film in person because a lot of podcasts do virtual, and we thought that would be really fun to go in person, and it'd be different because, you know, despite the fact that we're going live here, the episodes that we were filming were not as such.
What do you mean?
Well, just a lot of podcasts are like
virtual,
streaming.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and we wanted to do something different. We wanted to do in person,
and also,
which meant we had to travel.
To
interview our guests, which
and because
is just a segue to Elle.
Because our guests were all international and not international. They're all in the States.
We're in Toronto, Canada, and they were in the United States.
But we do want to go to London.
I think we kind of did it more for the plot than anything. Like, I think also just like
we thought it'd look better too.
Yeah, and also we wanted it to look good, and we wanted also to just connect with people in person. I feel like, you know, you can make really strong connections over virtual. Like we met some great friends over virtual.
Working with Team, the mental health nonprofit.
And we all met over Zoom first, and like you can make a really strong connection with people over that. But there is nothing quite like being
in person,
sitting in front of someone. And having like, you know,
it's
you're with them physically.
Especially for like an interview that we wanted it to be. We wanted
like
to post it on YouTube.
Chat.
One of our guests actually said, she was like, "Oh, I've never done this before in person. They're all virtual." And she was like, "It was actually really nice." And
it's also nice. They come in, you can kind of chat a bit beforehand, and then
just the flow.
It's just like you kind of get to know them a little bit, almost like in a few minutes before you start, and then.
And I think and then
fun.
It was that, and then on top of like we're 3 young girls in our 20s who just want to, you know, do stuff and travel.
We
and
like
explore
traveling and doing work trips with the travel.
And we're gonna thought like what a great excuse to go and meet people, explore new places. While we're filming there, and I honestly don't regret it. My bank account regrets it.
But
it's funny because initially, like I thought, like way back, like before I knew much about podcasts, I thought, oh yeah, okay, like let's start a podcast, and you know, it could make us money, and it ended up costing us money in the short term.
It's like anything though that you start from scratch.
You have to invest.
Yeah, but anything you start from scratch, you can't expect to make money off of it.
No. And like we're not doing it to make money.
So Elle booking the flights.
So well, okay. First, it started with equipment. I'm gonna say that because equipment's expensive.
I don't even want to talk about equipment.
MV7 Plus mics, and you can search up the price of those online. if you want to look. They're expensive. And
we got 4.
We got 4 of them because we were going to have 3 of us, which also is just wonderful. Usually podcasts are hosted by 1 person. We are hosted by 3. So 3
Usually
and
it's
then
like
1 and then
max.
1 extra mic for our guest.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of money. Then on top of that
we all paid for ourselves with our serving job money.
Yeah, with our serving job money. We didn't take that money from anyone else. And or just money we had saved up over the years. And we also had to buy tripods for our 3 camera setup.
Yes.
Because we couldn't just do 1.
No.
Also to buy a new camera, which ended up not being the best
Very
camera.
good.
Well, the reason you got
situation.
it was because it didn't cut out at a
So
time.
because
apparently
apparently we got it was
most
because a lot of
cameras-
cameras overheat at the 30-minute mark or even before the 15-minute mark, and then they stop recording. We wanted to not be able to worry about the video not
and
recording.
also because we're balling on a budget, we don't have someone else to like watch the camera, so we had to be able to know that it's gonna last the full hour if the podcast ends up being an hour.
Yeah, so we decided to go with the one that went for an hour, but that meant that the quality and the setup was very difficult. So you can rely on this camera to not shut off.
She's not gonna shut
But
off.
you can't rely on
but she
her.
will go
but
blurry.
she won't look good.
You can't rely on her for
She'll
much
go
else.
in and out of focus.
Yeah, she will.
She'll do all
she'll
sorts
switch
of
it up.
things.
She'll
But
have fun.
It's weird. Yeah, she's a party.
She's
But
just it's so weird though because depending on where we went, it's like she's very temperamental. Wherever we went, there was it looked either amazing, like the quality was amazing, or it was blurry. Like
we did this
first
thing.
one,
Here's the thing: is that we did. There was like a setting. Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, Aves. But it was basically like you color corrected afterwards. So we did this setting on our Sony camera, where you color corrected after, and it looked like really good. Like it almost looked like real life, which we really liked.
Yeah, and we filmed that here
with like a huge window in front of us.
We have a big window that has like a lot of natural light.
The lighting was great.
So everything, like the video turned out amazing.
Yeah.
And then the first interview we had that was like not in Toronto was in New York. We drove all the way there because it was the Almost 30 podcast.
Yeah.
Which was
so how that happened,
I was just gonna say though is quickly that
calm down.
They were our most like high profile guests, so we were really excited. That's why we went. That's why we drove.
For
all the
those
way
who
out
don't
there.
know, Almost 30, their podcast has had 100 million downloads, and they just had a book come out, and it's they're very
and not
wonderful.
to mention that they were incredibly wonderful people. We met them
genuinely.
Again, it's nice to go in person. We got to chat with them a bit before.
Yeah,
it was really nice.
Amazing.
They're really nice people. But
we filmed that in a very
dark-ish boardroom.
So like a little bit about that really quickly.
No, but I was just gonna say about the camera, which is what we won't go on too much longer about the camera because it's boring.
Boring.
It ended up. What we're trying to say is that we had really amazing high-profile guests. We feel like the interview went really well. We felt like there was so much helpful content, and we looked back on the footage, and the camera just did not capture like the previous.
Even L freaked out.
I was.
So just to clarify, it recorded the full hour as this camera does.
It was blurry,
but it was blurry AF.
Luckily, we had the cameras.
It was filmed on a flip phone. Back
we had our
in
iPhones,
2009.
Yes,
and it did not look good.
And that's why it's nice to have 3 cameras.
It looked awful.
That one didn't turn out, but at least the other 2 kind of turned out. But then.
So
anyway,
trials and tribulations. To say a lot of learning. What I'm gonna get into.
We still haven't learned how to properly.
But I just want to share. I just want to share a bit about I'll be quick, but how that happened because it was kind of funny. So we reached out to someone that I had met a couple of years ago. We reached out to them and didn't hear anything back. We reached out to their. I guess they have they're represented by. They're like a very famous now influencer with a book. I'm not going to say who it is, but can I say who it is?
No, don't.
Okay, but very lovely person that I met a couple years ago. Anyway, reached out to that person to be a guest and didn't hear anything back. Didn't really think anything of it. And then a couple of weeks later, Almost 30's team reaches out to us and emails us. And they were also someone when I was doing research for guests, they were one of the first people I came across, but I didn't think to reach out to them because I didn't know, we didn't have any warm connections. And I just didn't think there was anything there that I could leverage for the first season. So we heard back from they reached out to us and it turns out that they were represented by the same agency as the other person I initially reached out to. Am I making sense?
Yes.
And
I believe
that was so cool for us. And the thing was going to be in New York City and LA for only a couple of days. And we also reached out to Westgate, Grand Central New York City. We can say that because they have sponsored a lot of our episodes. We reached out to them on a whim. Elle was the one who suggested it. We reached out to them, heard back from them.
Well, they were our top hotel choice.
Top hotel choice for New York City because it was super hard for you guys to find a good, affordable place.
We were trying to find a place also that was safe for 3 young girls.
Yeah, like affordable and a good area where we could walk to stuff.
So it was Midtown.
Yeah, it was Midtown Manhattan. Honestly, wonderful location.
Great.
I'm not even just saying that.
I
chose this hotel.
Really nice.
We wanted it before we were sponsored.
Yeah.
They sponsored
us. And so so it all just came together really nicely because, very serendipitous. Is that the right word for that?
Don't ask
Wrong
me.
person.
Okay, so yeah, it all came together really nicely. And we heard back from the lovely people at Westgate and coordinated a stay where they basically, like, in exchange for promoting their hotel, we stayed for free, which was,
and we got to use their boardroom, which was beautiful.
Yeah, so we didn't have to rent out a space.
Yeah, it was just another thing with we podcasting. Basically didn't have to pay because we had to get almost 30 on, and so we literally drove to New York City with our mom.
Our mom drove us.
Mom drove us.
What was it called? What was that program called that we use? A Gigster? Yes. I want to say it was Gigster. We used that to book a space for our first episode, like our very first one of just the 3 of us.
Yeah. Yes.
And on the all black shirts.
Yes. Episode 1. So volume 1.
But it it gets expensive after a while if you're booking a studio all the time. So being able to film in the boardroom at that hotel was a game changer for us in terms of saving money.
Yeah. You got to get scrappy.
So that was so cool because basically we didn't really have to pay it didn't really cost us anything to film that episode with almost 30 aside from the equipment
and the gas money driving
and the gas money. But other than that, it was really cool that all came together. And we actually had reached out to a bunch of different hotels, a bunch of different places, and hadn't heard back. So Westgate,
very grateful. Thank you, Westgate,
because that is our go-to place when we're staying in New York City.
They're amazing. Yeah,
they're wonderful.
They were
Their
great.
Team's amazing. So that all came together. So that was the second episode we filmed, and I'm not going to get into it because we're going to have another episode where we talk about our guests and stuff at the end of the season. So I'm not going to get into the thing.
For sure. Okay.
I was just going to say though too.
I was going to say this is kind of tea what I'm about to say. And this is it's about the flights.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
So I am going to tell you one of the most.
You were there.
Well, I think it's kind of tea. So anyway, when we were booking the flights to California,
it was 2 weeks out.
We live in Toronto. It was 2 weeks out. It was getting a bit down.
It was a couple of weeks after we filmed with Almost 30 in New York City. Back to back.
Yeah. And we were like, okay, we want to go to California first because we were just it kind of got to a point where we're like, hey, we just have to commit to doing this.
Just to explain too, we were reaching out and trying to book guests while we were trying to book the flight.
And it was getting to a point where we're like, okay, we don't actually have a ton of guests booked in California.
Yeah.
But we were like, we have maybe 1 or 2 confirmed, and it was
it
was 2 or 3 weeks out, and we're like, hey, we're getting down to the wire here. We're looking at flights. Flights are running out.
I think the only one we had confirmed was our friend Mackenzie
and Josie Santee.
Yeah.
Josie was shout out. She's amazing.
Yeah, she was great.
Also great.
Lovely.
So we only had 2, and we were booking flights for 5 days, and it was also not to just LA, stay there and go back. We were going to San Diego because that's where one of our friends lives, and
we stayed with her for a night.
Stayed with her, and so we were. Thank you. And that was great.
Thanks,
saved us some money there. So we're gonna fly to San Diego, then train to LA, stay in LA for 3 days, and then fly to San Francisco because there was a chance that there was someone there
that was higher
profile that we could film with, but they weren't confirmed. So it got to a point where Ava and I were sitting there. We're there was 3 seats left on this flight to San Diego.
And we And it wasn't the cheapest flights. The cheapest flights were already sold out. We were 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
And we kind of had to get to the point where we only had 2 people confirmed for the whole week, but we had to book
and
all of these flights that night, or else we were gonna lose them.
Yeah, and anyone who plans trips and does a lot of research before they plan a trip, it kind of gets your brain. You kind of feel like you're on the verge of a panic attack.
So stressful.
Very stressful. Especially if you're looking at it all day. Ava and I were we were okay, this is a lot, and we just have been looking at it all day, and my brain kind of felt oh God, I don't know what to do. And then my dad was you guys should really just book it, otherwise you might not even be able to go.
Yeah.
And so we had to make the difficult decision of literally spending lots of money on booking these flights to California, booking our Airbnb, booking our stay, because we didn't get any free nights there. We only got one free night with our friend.
Yeah, but we reached out to hotels. We tried. We really did.
We tried. We did not get any bites in LA, but
not this time around.
But
that time around.
So we booked the flights and we spent all this money, and my bank account was just dwindling. It was wonderful. And I remember like literally going to bed that night and I felt the most anxiety I've ever had. Not in my entire life, but it was pretty bad. And I woke up the next morning and literally felt like it was a nightmare. I was like, we have like maybe 1 or 2 guests and we have just booked like 5 or 6 days. And actually, wasn't it 6 days?
It was 6 days in California.
Probably this is not a big deal, but for someone who had a dwindling bank account, we weren't making any money, and I was spending all this money, and you're kind of, it's a new endeavor, and you don't know how it's going to go, and you're kind of like, is this going to work out?
It was a risk.
Huge risk. Felt like a big risk, and I was like,
you're the risking, I'm gonna take it.
Okay. But
is that a Gracie?
It was very, I don't know very scary.
Well. And on top of it, the San Francisco guest that we
were getting a lot of rejections at the time.
No, but we had a San Francisco guest, and then they backed out. So then it got to the point where we were flying to San Francisco for no reason. Guest.
No reason.
So
and we spent like extra money to fly there.
Yeah, like it was
and
not
stay
cheap.
There.
It was not cheap.
And I was like, great.
But what ended up happening is we kept on everyone. We kept reaching back out, and
I remember saying to them, like, because we were all really scared about this, and I was like, okay, you know what? If like, let's say, you know, people back out or people don't say yes, then I was like, we just got to bust our asses to get to reach out to as many people as possible to just figure it out and get as many guests as we can.
And it was interesting too, because there's a couple of people we reached out to initially to be LA guests, and they were like, oh, we're actually New York City. We're like, great.
Yeah, perfect.
But we need to fill the LA spots. So luckily, even Sydney, who we just had on, she introduced us to a lot of people in LA.
Yeah.
Shout out, great. Sydney. Thank you so much.
So we ended up having 6 guests.
Yeah. And so what was really fun too is that
we ended up having 2 in San Francisco.
And then we had 2 in one day, which was like so much fun, but so chaotic and crazy.
So chaotic.
On the opposite ends of San Francisco.
But it was really fun because we got to see a lot of San Francisco.
Through our very expensive Uber ride.
Yeah, we did. It was really, we really saw San Francisco.
It cost money to go across the Golden Gate Bridge.
It really did.
It sure did.
But what I was going to say was that because that one guest canceled, I decided that I was going to reach out to Dow Janes really randomly. And I did not think that they'd get back to us at all, because Dow Janes is like one of the fastest growing companies in the States right now. Like they've got 500,000 followers on Instagram. I did not. I literally was just like, it was one of those like, F it, you know,
let's just do
it. Let's just see, we're here. And I heard back, and Britt Baker was the most accommodating.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Kind, like, oh my gosh, like I cannot even say enough.
That's another thing I just gotta say is like everyone
was
making
so
this
amazing.
podcast has just shown a lot of people's kindness and how willing they are to kind of like go out of their way to help
every single guest.
Everyone's been
was
really
so accommodating.
Yeah.
Like even Gabby Asturias, who we filmed with on the same day as Britt in San Francisco, she had literally just finished a full day of her job, which was like being at the Stanford what do you
hospital
call it? Yeah, Stanford Hospital, helping patients. Like,
don't quote me on that, but she works in.
She came, like when we came, she had just arrived at her house at the same time as we arrived.
She
had
like a full 12-hour shift,
like, you know,
at work.
Doctor outfit on, like full 12-hour shift. It was just, and she made it work. So thank you, Gabby. All of our guests were just. It really showed me like the beauty of people. To be honest, like I know that sounds cheesy, but like it just meant so much to us. Like. That everyone made an effort to say yes, true. And just like, and Josie like drove all the way to us.
Yeah,
everyone was lovely. Everybody, so like these are just the examples that are coming to my head, but every guest was honestly just amazing that way.
Yeah.
So despite all the chaos initially, it all worked out, and I do think that it all happens for a reason. And just like we just kept reaching out, kept trying, kept persistently.
Yeah.
You know, we worked. It's not like it was like, oh, you know, this magically fell in our laps. Like we were sending out like. Hundreds of
can I
reach outs to fill the spaces.
Can I talk about some funny moments?
Yes, let's get into the funny stuff.
No, just because talking about Josie coming to us and everything, it just reminded me about this might not be funny to some people, but I thought it was funny. When we got to our Airbnb was beautiful, but when we got there was a sign outside the building that was talking about some sort of like chemical thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
In the apartment. And that we were staying in,
I forgot about that.
I did.
And we
too.
were kind of like, it had this website to go to, and I was kind of like, do I want to have anxiety over
do you
this? Like,
wanna
we were
know?
only there for 2 days. Like,
was it only 2 days we were there?
yeah, I think it was
Are
only
you
2
serious?
days. Or
3
3
nights.
days?
3 nights.
3 days? No, 2 days,
3
3 nights.
nights.
No, 3 days. I don't know. But anyway, we were only there for a few days. So I was like, do I really want to go down this spiral over this, you know? And I didn't, because I was like, I choose peace. And to this day, I have no idea what was going on there.
I don't think we'll be going back. But,
I don't think so. But and then remember there was that day that random turd showed up on the carpet? That was random too.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Yes.
We like woke up one morning and there was just like a turd.
Also,
in
the
middle of
time
room.
zones had changed. So there was one morning where our alarm went off.
Like, is
at,
it a piece of squirrel poop? Or?
There was one day
Yeah,
we had
I
set
don't know.
an alarm for 6 a.m. I think one day, and then it went off at 3 a.m. because the time zone changed. So that was fun.
It was really fun.
Maddie's very strict about her sleep, so
I
like
am
that
asleep.
really
like you know
bothered
that
her.
like
Yeah.
funny commercial of oh my god, no, it's way too niche. I was gonna
Eugene
say-
Levy?
Yeah, he's like, I'm your sleep daddy. It's like, that's me.
Sleep Country. I love that commercial.
I do
actually.
too. It's really
He's
good.
so funny.
Oh, okay, guys, do you want to talk about the Pinkberry?
Oh yeah. No, Elle and I had Pinkberry in Marina Del Rey, and we're obsessed with it. And we decided
It's a frozen yogurt
It's
place.
frozen yogurt. I just love a good old fashioned vanilla frozen yogurt with Oreos on it. I would die for it, truly. So there was one night
For me,
we
it
had a
was
dinner,
sprinkles.
and the whole
Sprinkles.
the dinner was delicious, but I just couldn't stop thinking
Yeah,
about
that
getting
food was
frozen
really
yogurt.
good.
We Ubered all the way back to our place.
It was called
and-
Little Fatty, if anyone's in LA.
Yeah, it was very
really
good. But we went to Pinkberry, and Elle and I were obsessed with it. So we kept going back because we were like, oh, well, how often do you get to go to Pinkberry? Like, they don't
We
have
thought it was like a
at home.
California thing. We were like, oh my god, we need to have.
We were at
Even
the
though we're
airport.
freaking
we were
out.
at the airport coming home from San Francisco, and we were finally on our flight from San Francisco back to Toronto. And we are like, oh my god, there's a Pinkberry at the airport. Like, it's meant to be. We have to get it. Like, when are we gonna have
to go
Pinkberry
one
again?
last time.
Like, we have to go one last time. And we got the Pinkberry. It was like almost closed. Like, they didn't even have the toppings or anything. But Elle and I were so obsessed. We're like, whatever, just give us a bare frozen yogurt with no toppings. We got it. I come home, and I think like the week we came home, I saw a Pinkberry, and I was like, oh.
It was on Front Street. It was like right outside of Union too, which is like where we go all the time.
Also, we have to talk about the fact that we love going to grocery stores at different, like whenever you go to different places, because we went to Trader Joe's, which they don't have in Canada. And that was an experience.
It's a treat for Canadians.
Trader Joe's is hands down the most magical place. Like, I've been to Italy, you know?
As
And
far as grocery stores go.
I'm being dramatic here, but Trader Joe's is truly wonderful. It's
It
a
was.
specimen in of itself.
It was. We got this like really good pink coconut water that was good price. I thought it'd be so
And
much more
everyone
expensive.
that works there is just
So
like a
happy.
joy bug. Like, they're like
Yeah.
eternally joyful.
Yeah.
They're
It's
all
almost creepy though.
It is almost, but
No.
I think it has something to do with the environment they create there. I don't know.
So happy that it's unsettling.
Let me
but-
know if anyone has
I got
encountered
all
a
freaked out.
yeah, but
I was like grateful they were nice.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
Seriously,
so.
I take that over
know
people
what?
being grumpy.
someone comment if you've had a grumpy Trader Joe's employee.
Actually,
'cause
oh no, wait, this is
I think
funny.
I saw a TikTok
This
about
is funny
it.
because when we were in New York City at Trader Joe's, we went to Trader Joe's again when we went to New York City again after California. And we always joke that there's this like older lady. We were like all thought we were in a line, but I guess you're in the wrong line. And do you want to say
What?
There's a line over here.
Yeah, there you go.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Because there's a line over here.
That was a
Typical New
terrible
York.
accent.
I
but
know.
Imagine an actual New York accent
I'm
and throw
nervous.
it on there.
Okay, I'm not in my full
There's a
range.
line over here. But
Yeah.
sorry, last
Anyway.
It's
thing
become
I'm
a
gonna say-
staple for us to say.
There's a line over here.
I was gonna say too that staying in Marina Del Rey, the reason we stayed there is because we kind of wanted to be close to the ocean, just in case we had time off, or in case like we didn't get any guests, and then we
We're
could just have
water
like a couple
people.
beach days.
And we did.
biked all the way. Took us 45 minutes, by the way,
Yeah.
to bike.
And
all
we
the way
biked
there.
through a
To
lot
Venice.
of sketchy neighborhoods.
We did. Thank God we were going fast.
We biked.
But we biked all the way to Venice Beach, and we couldn't see the water.
It was so cloudy. And
It was foggy.
It looked so bad.
It was.
We couldn't
Not-
believe it. It looked like the Dementors were coming.
I feel like we
to
used
just,
up
like-
all of our luck getting the guests. That it was like by the time we got
like,
there,
I'm out of it. I'm sorry.
Like no more good karma for us, you know? Like it was like that was it. We had to go to Venice Beach.
That was
on
a big
foggy
disappointment,
day.
to be honest, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
but
because
just
I've heard Venice
expectations versus
beautiful.
the reality was
Yeah, it was like
very foggy.
It was like even 10 minutes away on the bike, it was like a thick fog.
Also, randomly when we were there, you
My
caught
hair
up
was
with
like-
one of your friends, like we got right off the plane, and then we took.
No, we got off the train, hun.
Oh,
See,
the
she doesn't
train.
do the
Sorry.
travel. We booked the travel.
The train was beautiful.
The train was nice. It was
The train ride was nice.
The train ride was
The
nice.
train in and of itself where we sat was not so nice.
the train station was sketchy, but
Yeah,
that's besides the point. We got to see our friend that Elle and I grew up dancing with, and she's a dear friend of ours that we haven't seen in years.
I think it had
literally.
been almost 10 years.
Yeah, like 10 years.
And she's
'cause-
from Toronto originally.
Yeah,
you guys met up.
we met up in LA. Like it's
That's
been
what's
10
funny
years.
about growing
So
up
funny.
is that people move places or do different things, and then you can meet up with a friend you grew up with
It was so
in
fun.
a different country.
So funny.
We had like 45 minutes because she had to go to a class, but it was so nice. We had dinner and then off we went.
It
I'm
was really
so glad
cute.
that we made that work.
We
It was
really
really
enjoyed
fun.
that.
I was gonna move on to New York too because there's some funny stories there.
Okay, so New York was about what, like a month later?
Yeah, New York was in May. We went
Yeah.
with our best friend Jenna.
Yes.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
It was our first time traveling together. It was
It was a true best
honestly
friend test.
10 out of 10.
She was a
would
10 out
do
of 10
again.
travel companion.
She's-
Could not recommend her enough. If you're
Yeah,
looking for
seriously.
one.
If you ever need someone to travel with, Jenna's your girl. She was so happy and joyful, and she helped us. She was our little helper for the podcast. I always joke that I hate setting up the lights. I don't know why. Something about the setup, it drives me nuts. I hate doing it.
She was so
And
patient.
she did all the light setups for me. And when we came back here, we filmed one and
Two more.
We filmed 2 more here, and I
Yeah.
set up the lights all by myself, and I was miserable.
Also, the food in New York was good. The food in LA was really like
We had a bagel every day in New York.
and you guys were
None of your feet are
constipated.
moving.
You were constipated AF.
Thank you for telling everyone that.
I thought it was funny.
Do you want me to tell them about your bathroom habits? I don't think you'd want me to.
I was gonna say something funny
Said
about
something else
California, but
Oh no, I was gonna say that it was
okay.
really fun in New York because we walked everywhere.
Yeah, we got our
so
steps
many
in.
steps in.
yeah,
We went to
Yeah,
bagel
it was
places.
so
We
fun.
rated every single food place we
You
went to on Jenna's
did.
phone. And actually, I need to get those.
you should get that out. Is it
Because
on
we
her
went
phone?
to a different bagel place every day.
What
So
was
it's
it
really
on her
fun.
phone?
It is on her
I feel like
phone.
this is all just highlighting the fact that we literally did this in person was just to have experiences.
To have
Yeah, it was so
adventures.
fun.
Yeah, it
But I was
was
gonna
fun.
say that we walked to one of our guests' house, Courtney.
Yeah, her
We walked
apartment.
an hour and a half,
Yeah,
but it was a wonderful walk. It was
carrying
beautiful.
literally carrying our mics and
It wasn't that heavy.
equipment
It was
and
not
No, and
everything.
then we had our
Let's
suitcase full
not
of
be dramatic
equipment.
about it. It was fine.
It was fine.
We also had Jenna, a little muscle man, helping us. So
We just had one suitcase and like a few bags.
yeah,
Wasn't
and
that
then
crazy.
Also,
Also,
we used
everything-
the bureau bags.
Everything.
We
with
didn't
our
talk
prep-
about Bureau yet.
With our prep beforehand, we were able to travel quite easily with
Yes.
everything.
So something about New York City that was fun is that we reached out to Bureau, which is Tom Holland's non-alcoholic beer brand. I connected with Jackie.
the
at
reason we did
Bureau.
that as well is because one of our guests is a
Yes.
sobriety advocate.
Yeah. So we thought
So
it'd
we
be
thought
a
it'd
really
be fun.
aligned sponsorship. They said we're not really doing sponsorship right now, but we can give you free products and just kind of, keep in touch that way. So we're like, yeah, sure.
They were so lovely,
and we walked over to their office and picked up some Bureau samples.
It was
Yeah,
so
super
fun.
And
fun.
along the way, we discovered a Harry Potter store.
Yes,
we did.
We actually, I actually should we're going to link our vlogs from California in New York City because we did vlog.
Yes, we should.
And you can see all, the kind of adventures.
The Harry
we had
Potter
there.
store.
They
So
also gave
it
us
was amazing.
Bureau swag, which I did not take that hat off. I
Yeah,
think for the
that was
entirety
so
trip
fun.
of that
But they
trip.
gave us bags as well, and they ended up being so handy.
the little tote bags.
We used
Yeah,
them to
we
carry
did.
our mics and everything all the way to Courtney's.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. And I was gonna say though, we went
Very
we
cute
walked
stuff.
an hour and a half to Courtney's, filmed with her. We got bagels on the way, of course. We left. We were in the Uber on our way home. I don't know if I've told this story on here yet. We were in our Uber on the way home because we were gonna walk back, but it was like dark in New York City.
Yeah, we just didn't.
It was an hour and a half walk home, and we
Right
were tired.
before-
We're a
right
bit
before-
paranoid. I'm a bit paranoid
also
with that
right
stuff.
before the Uber, there was like a huge crowd of like 100 people
Rollerbladers.
on like light up rollerblades.
Yeah, and it was
That
like
was so
it
funny.
stopped traffic. There was like a herd of
Yeah,
people.
it was really funny.
they
We
were
walked
playing
out of the
music.
store and we were just like, okay.
Yeah, we walked out of like
That was really
drugstore.
funny.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we got into the Uber and we were Ubering home. We're at a stoplight. And I'm looking out the window because, New York City. I was looking
Just
out.
having a moment.
There was a park. It was dark.
Was Concrete Jungle playing in your head?
No. But
Is that the name of the song?
Huh? I don't know.
Is it called Concrete Jungle?
No.
Yeah, people call it the concrete jungle.
No, but is that
made
what the
of.
song is called?
No, I think it's called New York.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Besides the point, we're stopped at a light. I was looking through the window. This old man hobbling down the street stops, looks in the Uber. I'm not even like
The window's down.
The window's down. I'm not even at that side of the window though. It's like he has to look past Maddie, Jenna, locks eyes with me. I'm looking at him, and he just gives me the middle finger. Why? I don't know what I did to this man. He just hobbled down the street and made eye contact with me, but apparently I offended him in some way. But anyway, that was crazy. And then we just drove off, and I was like, "Did anyone see that? Like, it felt like I made it up. Like I hallucinated it or something."
Briefly.
I was in the front seat. With
It
the
also
Uber
reminds
driver.
me of when we were in France, and I was walking up the
Oh,
side
yeah.
of the street,
That was
and a
last
car
year.
comes screaming
That was
down.
a vacation.
That was a vacation.
That was like
parents.
the vacation.
Yeah,
The
that was before we
vacation
started a podcast
with our
and-
parents. So that was
Yeah.
like best family vacation ever. But we were walking on the side of the street. This car comes screaming down, and someone goes out the window and squeezes a water bottle in my face.
Can I just say,
That was crazy.
France, the drivers on those roads were absolutely unhinged. Like they were
Yeah, but they made it
catcalling, like
work.
there was no
Cat
tomorrow.
calling. That didn't
Yes,
happen.
they would go by on their little bike, their mopeds.
That never
or
happened to
whatever,
me.
and
They just put water in my face, but
there's a
that's
bunch
okay.
of rascals.
They
But
drove
anyway, I've
really
had some
fast.
very interesting
They did drive
experiences traveling
But
abroad.
they all,
I know,
no one
Ava's just
crashed.
got a
They were
target
driving
somehow.
fast, but no one crashed.
Well, that
No
was
one
also
crashed.
anyway. We're getting off track.
We
here,
are getting
but,
off track.
Traveling with Jenna.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reiterate. Oh, I was gonna say too that Jenna, Elle, and I wanted to get matching I Love New York City t-shirts, but we never did. And now it's a sign that we have to go back and get them. I know it's corny probably, but we don't care. We just want to get matching ones. Okay.
And we also went to Central Park. Avenel and I have been to New York City prior to this podcast, filming like 3 times, maybe 4 times before.
Yeah.
To New
And we
York?
had never been to New York City.
Maddie
And
said Central Park. You said that with so much confidence too. We have never been to New York City.
Why do you sound like a reporter? Oh my god, you'd be a great reporter. Oh my god,
We'd never been
Got
to
a mix
Central
of sun
Park.
and shine today.
Freaking
A
this
shooting on
podcast. You should be a
Finch.
weatherman.
We've never been to
A
Central
weatherwoman.
Park, and it was also, by the way, it was raining almost the entire time we were in New York City for
Yeah.
almost a week.
But we had umbrellas.
We had umbrellas. It was really cute, and
We cozied
My
walked
under.
jeans
around-
were wet, but
Yeah, we walked around.
life was good.
Yeah.
Central Park, and we looked at where an elf where the
And we were there during the Met Gala.
yes
Met Gala Monday.
Met Gala
we
Monday.
tried to
We didn't even realize.
see, but we walked by where Zendaya was staying, like her hotel, and we obviously didn't see her, but
Well, there was a lot of
It was barricaded.
people down
it was
there.
very
We
barricaded.
actually didn't
There was
walk
a
by
I
whole
there.
almost
street.
at one point there was a
We
police
walked by all
officer,
like the popular hotels.
very
we weren't
barricaded.
stalking anyone.
It was
We
very
were just-
barricaded, but it was when school was out, and there's a bunch of like really Upper East Side schools in the same area. So there's a bunch of parents trying to pick up their kids, and there was a police officer, and he was letting people through who had to pick up their kids.
Yeah,
or, like,
but-
go to the other side, and I was so tempted
Maddie,
to lie.
don't say
and
this.
and
You
for
were?
the police officer to just get through, because it looked like he thought that we were trying.
No,
like,
no,
you know
no.
what I mean? Like
We
there
just
was a
went to the
moment
gate
where I
and
was
we were
like,
gonna ask. if
We were
could
trying
pass.
to
I saw
walk.
an
We wanted to
opportunity.
walk down the street, but like, why did we think we could do that? You could only go down the street
was
to the Met
barricaded.
Gala if you lived there, which obviously
Yeah.
makes sense.
if you
But
live
we
in the Upper
had-
East Side.
Yeah, but we had to go around. We
Jealous
couldn't-
much?
Upper East
Jeez.
Side.
Yeah, I was like, geez, Maddie. We had to go around because like the street we had
Maddie
to take
used to want to
home.
live in New York.
Yeah,
so
Maddie
Yes,
just wants.
I
wishes
did
she
when
could
I was
live
a
on the Upper
teenager.
East
Close to
Side.
home for her.
Anyway, we ended up naturally passing all of the hotels. They were all barricaded, but like because to get back home we had to go like around past the Met, but because everything was barricaded off, we had to like walk down like
streets so that we could get back home. Anyway, it was a whole thing, but it was fun. We didn't realize it was happening though until that morning.
And the Met Gala is a big deal for us.
Yeah, but I don't know
We've
why
always
we
been
thought,
obsessed with the Met
but
Gala.
I don't know why we thought we could just like walk past the Met.
Yeah.
Like we walked through Central Park, but then to get home, we were like, oh, let's just walk past the Met.
It was right
like,
beside
so
Central
many
Park.
streets were barricaded off. Obviously, again, we just didn't think of this.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we've
that was
never
fun.
been before.
No, we didn't know
How
it
are
was
we
happening.
supposed
But
to
how
know?
serendipitous. Because
Why
that's
do
my
you keep
word of the
saying that?
podcast. How serendipitous. That's
That better be a
that-
word.
It
You've been
is. It
saying
is.
Oh,
How's it? Hello.
I was also gonna say that we
hi.
kept rushing home because
Mavericks
the
here.
Leafs playoffs
Our
were
dog.
on.
yes,
Actually,
the
go Leafs,
Leafs
go.
playoffs.
But we
were
thought
like,
it was so serendipitous that we were there.
Say it
during
again,
the Met
Maddie.
Gala.
No, you need to stop. Anyway, I think oh, Maverick.
Hi, buddy. Hello.
Maverick's joining.
Oh my god.
Oh my God! Sorry, I thought
What
we were.
now?
Sorry, there's one more thing I remembered. We saw a Victoria's Secret model at the airport in New York City.
It's not that important.
Josephine Scriver.
You just-
Well, we were obsessed with, like when we were teenagers, like, as everyone was. with the
Oh,
Victoria's
they
Secret
were
fashion
huge
show.
when we were in high
They
school.
were really big deal to us.
Unfortunately.
And so,
And I say that because body dysmorphia
yeah.
exists.
that wasn't great, but the runway show was fun. But
I just
we
think
saw
they
her
were
at the
very-
airport, and that was like so funny. We were just like, oh yeah, that was like.
I just
we were
remember
obsessed
looking
with
at
those
her and I was like,
teenagers.
wow, she's really tall and she looks really familiar. And then I was like,
She came
I
out
was
of
like, oh,
we
the
saw her come
restroom
out of the
with her
bathroom
kid,
and I was
yeah.
like, that she
Like,
looks really
really?
familiar. And then I was like, that's a
And
Victoria's
there was a
Secret
really
model.
cute guy at the airport that you guys were.
Why are you
obsessed with.
literally outing us right now?
I'm saying it's funny. That was I'm
Well, if we're gonna go on that note, then you flirted with that guy on the San Francisco flight.
I know, and I'm not afraid to say that. I thought
know,
that was
because
really
you're
funny. I've
unique.
always wanted to.
I
meet
think it
someone
would be
on an
good if we
airplane.
brought
I
this
thought that was
back
funny.
wasn't
to the
even-
point.
It was just,
which
I
is
wasn't
that
interested.
Maddie
It
and
was
I
just
were
fun.
sitting with some guy.
I got some food
Lay
recommendations.
down. Oh my god, that we didn't even get to
That we
use
didn't
because we
even
were
get
there
to
for less
use.
than 24 hours. But besides the point, I was listening to Gracie Abrams and I did pause her to eavesdrop on Maddie's conversation. I regretted it
She
immediately.
just cringed internally.
I just pretended I didn't know
I
her.
cringed
Pretended.
externally and pretended I didn't know her.
I heard at one point she's like, yeah, those are my sisters. Like, and like,
I
and I was
was
like, I was like,
It was just one of those
I
things,
know, I
like
was
you're
also
never gonna
feeling-
see someone again, and you're just like,
okay.
whatever.
I was
No
feeling
one else relates.
antisocial. I
Here.
think other people relate, but
Not us.
I
though.
was feeling very antisocial. So I was like,
I was
wasn't-
when I'm
exhausted.
on a flight, I just want
the
to
end of
listen
the
to
day.
music and
So I remember to leave me
Vibe.
alone.
You have
and I
to
want
show
to
Maverick right now. He's so
listen to
cute.
music.
he's being very
You know,
nice.
still
Maverick's
go
laying
Nav.
beside me.
Anyway, we'll wrap this up because
Let's
I think
wrap
we've
this up.
gone
I just
through-
think that
I hope this is entertaining.
I think that
Well, if it wasn't,
if
then
this
we'll
is gonna
try a
show
different.
anyone
If you have
anything-
any
Wait,
other
okay, someone-
questions
let Elle
about
finish
behind
and
the
then-
scenes, sorry.
No, I was gonna say that if you have no money and you're starting a podcast, definitely don't film in person because it took us it was expensive.
How much did it cost us in total between the three of us? Was it like 10,000?
I'd have to look back into my.
I'd have to look back, but it was a
Something
lot.
It was a
like that.
lot.
It was an
Between,
investment.
but between
It was.
equipment and filming,
Yeah. And we have like places.
we had money saved up, but it dwindled fast.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just say like
Yeah.
I had money saved up, but it like was almost.
And that's
gone.
partially why we're doing these lives because it's fun to just chat, like something a little bit less structured,
Mhm.
but also because it's nice to have our podcast coming out every other week because it gives, I'm editing, we're all, contributing to the podcast. It gives us time to do all of our other side hustles.
Yeah. We decided to do that also so then you guys get to know us, your hosts, and then you get to know a guest, and you get to know us, and you get to know a guest.
Yeah, I just think if anyone
But
is
what I
wanting
was
to start a
gonna- sorry.
podcast and wants to do it in person, it
Yeah.
does make for really fun experiences, especially if
Yeah.
you travel to do it. I
if
think
you have the
I
means,
do think a big part of
Yeah.
it for us
Yeah.
was just like
and
It's a great way to
honestly,
meet people
sorry, I
too,
saw
and
something
just-
on Maverick. I think it's just a really fun. It's a really fun way to meet people, travel,
Yeah.
create experiences. Those,
Yeah.
I guess almost 2 weeks of filming in New York and LA total
Yeah.
at different times, but it ended up being like 2 weeks total.
Yeah.
Was like some of my
Super
favorite
fun.
parts of the year, and
Yeah.
and
It got to see the
their
winter
memories.
blues.
Their memories I will never forget.
Yeah.
And
And
It
we
was
can't wait to
super
do
fun.
it
So
all
many-
again.
well, that's
And we
why I met
next
so
year.
many wonderful people, and I just feel
Yes.
like you can really make a good connection with someone when you're in person. It just
Yeah,
there's
it's
nothing
really
like
fun.
it.
I was just
It's
gonna
so
say
nice.
something quickly though too. Is that's the schedule that we have for the podcast right now is really working because we can do all of our side hustles. You know, Elle has a job. Maddie and I are trying to get a job because then we can
actually have to get to
season
work
2 with our jobs.
I literally at one point, can I just say, this is before I got a job, but I was
And you
I was
literally got a
working-
job the day the podcast launched.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my start date.
On
They were
release
like, your
day.
start date
Yeah.
is June 3rd. And I was like,
You're
oh,
like, great.
But I was looking for a job for 8 months, I think from September to June. I don't know if that's 8 months, but I think that was around the amount of time. I don't feel like doing the math right now. So if that's wrong, I'm sorry. But I was looking for a job that whole time. And I remember when we were dwindling out of our money, and I was like actually getting scared that we were going to have no money
We were
left.
stressed.
And also because we wanted this to be a 1 season, a 2 season, a 3. Like we want to do
Yeah,
more
we
than
want to
one.
do more. We want to go to London and
We
We
like
want
want
to
to
like. There's
go
a
to
lot
London,
of people
so we
that
need jobs.
we want to meet and see. Like we have a lot of guests in our head that are not located,
Not even
anywhere near
not
us.
even in our head, but we have a lot of guests that couldn't make it for season 1.
No, but I
are
just
available
mean
for
that
season
like
2.
I don't mean that. What I mean by in our head is that we have a lot of people on a list
We do.
that we
Yeah,
want to hit
have a
that are
list.
in different locations that will cost money to travel to.
Yeah.
And I literally was at a point, I think in the winter, where I was like stressed, like looking for full-time jobs, because I was like, if I have to fund this podcast with a full-time job, then I will. And I
Elle
will
was
do
like,
it.
I will
And
do it.
I was like, guys,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna do this so that we can fund the podcast.
Yeah.
Because
That's
also,
nice.
I think
Yeah.
that was also a point too when we were gonna hire someone to help us. There was a point where we thought we can maybe do that, was hire some like a production company or a
Yeah.
production team
If
to
we
help
got
us
enough
do it.
funding.
If we got enough funding.
Yeah.
But that did not happen, and it shouldn't have. I think that if you can do things yourself, you should try to do it yourself first.
we've also learned so
Yeah.
much.
Be
doing it
resourceful.
ourselves.
Yeah.
you know,
There's
which
so much.
we
Don't
literally-
doubt yourself. Like you can do it yourself.
It's
Yeah.
all about resourcefulness, and
Yeah.
it'll teach you.
And it's been very
lot.
rewarding doing it ourselves. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everything from start to finish that we've done.
It
with
sounds
this
silly,
And we
but
had
podcast.
full
even-
control.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, but even like these microphones, like I was not very well versed in mics before this. Now I know about mixers, and I know. By the way, we use a desktop mixer if anyone's curious.
Yes.
Both
Yeah.
mix.
But
For
yeah,
sure,
everyone
for
let us
sure, mics.
know if you liked this sort of
Um,
chat. And yeah, no, we're really happy that this, you know, we can do all of our little side hustles. We
My
can
mom
still continue with
commented-
screenwriting and jobs and the podcast. It's been really fun doing all
Yeah.
of those things.
Yeah.
My mom
been nice.
commented, "You guys hashtag figured it out," which is one of
It
her
was
favorite things
a
to
big
say.
FIO.
Yeah.
My mom
We
always
call
goes
it an FIO.
hashtag figure outable, and it's true.
Everything is figure
Everything is.
outable.
I've had so many moments where I'm like, Mom, like I don't think it's gonna like I don't think we can do it. And she's like, it's hashtag figure outable, and she's right.
It really is, and especially nowadays, like ChatGPT, the internet. There's
use
so
your
much.
tools.
Yes, we use
So
ChatGPT to help us figure out.
Amazon helped us get lots
cameras.
of travel tripod, you know, things that we can travel with.
Yeah.
Amazon helped a lot with that. But yeah, guys.
Yeah.
These mic
Let us
cases
know if you like
so that our
this.
mics didn't get.
Yeah,
Yes,
and we also
destroyed.
travel. I think we talked about this before, but we did travel with 3 carry-ons, and we had one full suitcase, one full carry-on of just equipment.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
another money saver, was not having a checked bag.
Yes.
Even though some airlines don't have to pay for
Yeah,
carry-on.
Carry-ons.
I
That's
know.
just great.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Love
That
that.
was wonderful.
But-
But yeah, guys, let us know if you like this sort of chat. We might do another thing similar to our song chat next week.
About movies,
Or next in 2 weeks.
movies or books.
Yeah, I don't know. Let
Just-
us know.
Yeah, let us know what you want to see.
Yeah, if you have any recommendations, because we think these are fun.
These are fun for us, and we hope they're as fun for you.
Thanks for tuning
Thanks
in.
for tuning in.
and I hope
we've-
everyone has a great day.
We've linked volume 1 episodes and volume 1 behind the scenes in the show notes.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.